Okay, so I have no idea how to start this video off, so I'm just going to start it off simple. Waku Waku Sonic Patrol Car was a game that was released in December 1991, along with a bunch of other Waku Waku games, and featured Sonic as a police officer. That's right, he was a policeman, and he stopped people, you know, getting into car crashes and keep the city safe from Dr. Eggman. There were both English and Japanese versions of this, and the weirdest part about it, you had to get in a car to control it. Since then, this game's actually been able to be ported to PC, and you can emulate it if you want to. Not going to provide anything, not going to link anything, but it's not that hard, and I'm pretty sure you could find it yourself. The aim of the game was to defeat Dr. Eggman as he threw bombs at Sonic on the road. That's right, on the road, he'd just bomb people, he'd just throw bombs at them, and Sonic, like you normally defeat Dr. Eggman, had to jump on his car a bunch of times before his vehicle would explode. Dr. Eggman would jump out, and Sonic would return to the police station, and he'd thank you for driving. Then at the end of the game, depending on how well you avoided all the cars and Eggman's bombs, and how quickly you defeated the boss, you'd get a star score from 1 to 5, rating how well you did. Something cool I find is that in an Archie comic, Waku Waku's Sonic Patrol Car was actually referenced as Dr. Eggman driving in his red car and Sonic as a police officer. And this was actually one of the first Sonic games that had voice acting in it. After inserting $1 into the machine, you would have a 2-minute game and story. Basically, the steering wheel on the inside, this is what the inside looked like. There was a steering wheel on the inside, there were buttons, there was one where if you pressed it, that's how he jumped out of his car. And then there was one which actually let you turn on a siren. That's right, the car had a siren that it would work. You could push things, you could mess with it. It was like an actual police car, and it looked pretty cool. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, there are both an English and a Japanese version of this game, but for some reason, the Japanese version is the only one that's kept really well documented, as the only thing that's seen in English to do with this game is the inside of the cart that I've just shown you. That's pretty much the only thing you can find about this game. There are videos on YouTube of the text being translated, so you can look into that. I don't want to show anything in case people who made it aren't cool with me showing it, but you can look around, you can find it, there's English translations of it, but the only actual English thing we have to do with the game is the inside of the car, and that's kind of upsetting. Something interesting is, along with it being put onto PC, people are actually able to have posted the soundtrack on YouTube. That's right, you can go, you can look around, pretty much the title screen, the fights, whatever you want. There's even little versions of Green Hill that they sneak in there. Not the actual Green Hill, but you know, the little motif, the melody. It's beautiful. I suggest going and having a look, having a listen. They sound really nice, and just, yeah, something cool to look for that you probably didn't know was a thing. But overall, Waku Waku Sonic Patrol seems like a very cool game. It's something very random. It's a bit weird to see Sonic as a police officer, you know, stopping Dr. Eggman in a car, but it's kind of interesting. The music's good, the voice acting, I like his voice, even though I can't understand what he's saying. His voice sounds pretty good. I just like the overall aspect. It looks cool, the pixel art is nice. The voice acting again, good, but I'm just upset that the English version hasn't been as well documented as the Japanese version. Kind of like Lost Media, who knows? Maybe we'll just one day discover the English version, and who knows, it could happen, you never know, it could. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Comment something down below on what you think about the game, and I'll make sure to read it and give you a nice little wholehearted reply. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
Welcome to your final test. I'm Mr. Beast. We can scrap the yes, cause I've never missed a beat. You had to cut from honey under threat of a gun blast. When I had to cut from honey, that's another check that I'm gone. Cash, you're coming last. Number 1 is Jimmy. You dub you have is hardly written. You're accomplished, cause you about the composition and became the best. But the consequences that you got to live with is you pay their debt, so they'll pay your debt. I imply you get into this game, you won't get rich. I'm like your mama, I'm dead
Then
sick.
check the gaming channel, millions of children watch it. How'd you win all that one kid, but not custody of one kid? Did you think you'd get it back with that lighter you bought it? You're playing tug of war with your ex, but the rope is your daughter.
So stupid saying we'll show you the light. You didn't go to SNU, that's right. If the task was less, get backstabbed by a pal, you wouldn't make it through the night. When a beast, I don't need a suit and tie. Rather with all that the food I try. I'll reward, then you will die. Save those such for PewDiePie.